December 21st, 2025, episode 620. This is episode 620. Let's go. Of course, I have a few things to share with you guys. Shall we? Gun jams as shoplifting suspect tries to shoot Ohio police officer at point blank range in wild body cam video. As soon as I saw the guy, I knew he was on some type of drugs from his demeanor, his body language, his delayed reactions, like he's trying to be evasive, but he can't quite think fast enough, and he's from Ohio, so it all fits. We hear about people trying to take out cops all the time, but to actually see someone draw and fire with zero hesitation from about only 4 or 5 feet away in a confined space is something very different, and I'm happy that cop made it home to his family. Heart-pounding video shows the moment a shoplifting suspect allegedly tried means he failed, to shoot an Ohio police officer at point-blank range inside a Walmart, only to be stopped when his gun appeared to malfunction and a store security worker intervened. The title store security worker doesn't do this man justice. He moved in like it was muscle memory. The dramatic incident unfolded Thursday in Canton after the suspect and a woman were detained for allegedly stealing items from the store. According to reports, the pair were taken to a security room where a police officer could be seen questioning and searching for the male suspect, identified as Shane Newman, 21. That is a terrible looking 21 by Fox 8. What I think happened is when Shane reached into his pouch pocket to give him the drugs, the cop thought he was clear, and the officer has probably done 1,000 searches procedure, but that 1,001 time you skipped that step could have easily been the one that took you out.
I told her not to steal, bro.
You did it too, so it wasn't just on her.
Okay.
We watched you walk over and put an item in the bag off the shelf.
This is the type of guy we're dealing with here. His girlfriend, who is clearly scared, still slides over to offer him some comfort. He's going through it because he knows the system. He knows he's going to jail, and he doesn't say, "It's going to be okay, baby. I'm sorry I got us in trouble, baby. I love you, baby." Nothing like that. He flat out snitched on her. I told her not to steal. He really threw her under the bus, showed her exactly how much he cared about her right then and there. He's a piece of work. He's definitely a piece of something. When someone shows you who they really are, please believe them the first time around. She was staring at him surprised and shocked, like she couldn't believe he would do her like that. That is a terrible time to find out that someone really doesn't rock with you. Video from the officer's body camera, which had been placed on a table, initially showed a calm scene with a Walmart employee handing the officer a pen and paper as the two suspects sat on a bench. Moments later, the situation exploded. The worker then knocked the gun from Newman's hands as the officer drew his weapon and shouted, "Get back, get back." The officer then took control of matters and pinned Newman to the floor until additional police arrived. Both suspects were taken into custody. Conrad moves like he's done this before. Ex-cop or ex-military, possibly. Or maybe he's just a grizzled veteran of these Walmart streets. But he was extremely dialed in and instinctively leapt into action as soon as he saw that the junkie had a gun. Conrad potentially saved both their lives, because I promise you that cop's gun was not going to jam. But the only reason he didn't fire was because Conrad was in his line of sight. He would have killed that guy. In the body cam footage, the officer told responding police that Newman had pulled the gun out, pointed it at my head, and pulled the trigger, but the weapon did not fire. And he did come clean to his sarge about not doing a more thorough search, and they're probably gonna rip him about that a couple times as a training issue, but he can definitely consider this a livable lesson. The officer said he drew his own weapon and would have shot Newman. He wouldn't have been wrong. Got some Newman splatter all over Newman's girlfriend, but feared hitting the Walmart employee as the worker struggled to disarm the suspect. That was far from a struggle. That was like ninja. He also acknowledged missing the gun concealed in Newman's shoulder bag during the initial search. Now, did the gun really come out of the shoulder bag? I've watched this video like 4 times. I thought it was in the pouch pocket in his jacket. The officer, I gotta watch it again. The officer said he had just been alerted seconds before the attack that Newman had an active warrant for his arrest and was classified as armed and dangerous.
Yeah, you know what? I arrested him. He had 237 bromazine pills. I got him with trafficking. He went to prison. Yep, those ones though. Those actually may be
Xannies?
no, fentanyl. Yeah, that's exactly what he was selling when I pulled him over with that girl. Or it was a different girl. The girl was real skinny. He had 237 of them.
You could call it luck, divine intervention, a stupid junkie that doesn't know how to work a gun. Maybe it's all three. But that cop went in expecting to give them both summonses, that's all, and ended up in a situation where he could have lost his life or taken someone else's. This moment was so tightly wound together that if one thing happened slightly differently, someone would have died. Newman was charged with attempted murder and felonious assault on a police officer. Court records show they were throwing the term 30 years around in that conversation. Then the Sarge says something like he's going to run it up the line and see if he could tack some Fed charges onto it too. He's done. The woman, identified as Katarina Jeffrey, was charged with complicity to commit robbery and having weapons under disability for possession of ammunition. Damn, just hanging with this loser got you caught up all the way. Fox 8 reported before the violence erupted, the police officer asked Newman if he had anything on him as part of the search. Newman said all he had was a cell phone, and then he voluntarily handed over a small container from his pocket that investigators said contained illegal drugs. I think it was fentanyl, according to Fox 8.
I'm happy you're all right, man.
Oh, it would have been my life.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, pointed right at my face. Look at that.
He'll go to prison for 30 plus years. Hopefully they take it.
He tried to do it again. Look.
Thank God for Conrad.
I guess I'm putting him in for an award. But
Citizen of the Year.
I was going to shoot him right here.
Yeah.
But Conrad was there.
Are we going to jail? Jeffrey asked the police officer. Not unless something crazy happens. That tells you he had no intention of taking anyone to jail. He was just going to give them summonses. Then that's so ironic, because not even 45 seconds, a minute tops later, something crazy happened. Of course, I love to hear your thoughts on this. I love to hear your opinions on this. Now, when he was subdued, he kept saying over and over again, just shoot me, just shoot me. Do you think this was some attempt at suicide by cop? Is that what he was aiming for?